is oddly enough, it is Gene Jones.
So I just kind of wondering, I don't recognize him, but he struck me as a really, really powerful performance. And he's kind of up there in age, but I don't recognize him or anything. So I'm just kind of wondering how you found him, and I don't know, how you kind of got him into the role.
Well, Gene, I mean, it's a weird story that the way that I found him was I was watching an episode of Louis C.K.'s show. And he has a small part as a pharmacist in one of the episodes. And it's a very funny, just two-line exchange. And I just went, that's the guy. And we tracked him down and we had him do an audition, and he did the audition. I was like, still the guy. And then, we talked on the phone briefly, and he came and did it. His next biggest notable role from this movie, the next one down is, you guys I'm sure saw No Country for Old Men. There's that famous scene where Sugar goes into the gas station and does the coin flip. He's the guy in the gas station. So some you'll be like, oh my God, that's what I know. He's one of those guys. But then it's like this, and it's like, holy shit, we just were on the same page in his audition. I just knew it. I knew it as soon as I saw him. I was like, that's the guy. That's the guy that feels authoritative, that feels charming, that feels manipulative, that feels not like he would know the Vice guys, that he would be, he just has this presence, and he has that presence in No Country for Old Men too, that he has a screen presence that's just really powerful. And, in the big interview scene, which is the sort of anchor scene of the movie, when we shot that, we didn't really know, you can't really plan for that scene. It's such a massive undertaking. So basically what we did is I set up the camera, and I was like, okay, he's gonna come in over here, he's gonna come up, sit down on stage, and it was like 12 pages of dialogue, it was a whole thing. I mean, the scene is actually twice as long as it is in the movie, and the extras got to go crazy, and then they got to respond to it. Holy shit, this was just this day was like this could be the worst day of our lives. And we just went, well, let's see what happens, let's just try it, and we'll see where the wheels fall off, and then we'll try to fix it. And so the first take, action, everybody goes crazy, he comes in, does all that, comes in, 17 minutes, doesn't drop a line, we finished early. And we did it 3 times, and he just nailed it all 3 times. And all of the extras' responses are just their natural response. We didn't coach them. We figured we were going to, and we were like, well, we'll just see how it works first, and then we'll figure out what to do. That's just what happened. And which is amazing and also kind of creepy, because you're saying there and they're reacting to the stuff he's saying. That's like, oh my God, don't do that. This is how you get into these situations. But it was kind of, and I'm sure a lot of them were acting, but I also believe that some of them weren't. I think a lot of them were like, well, that makes sense, And but in fairness, it should make sense. I don't think he's saying anything in there that's not sensible, and that's what's so scary about people like this, that they say these sensible things, but then they manipulate it to take advantage of you. But it was really interesting to be on the stage shooting that and looking around, thinking oh my God, these people are really responding to this, and we haven't even told them to yet. So there was a real kind of. Every movie, maybe you get one scene like this or so, but that was probably the most in my career. There was such a palpable energy that night shooting that scene that it was really unique.